Hi guys, this is Treasure in the Yukon, Chapter 7 for Thursday, April 16th. Mario and Oscar. Oscar's all in capital letters. See? A little bit after 1 o'clock, Rufus, Swede, pulled up to the house in a handsome newly painted Jeep with wide wheels and a sturdy grille across the headlights and radiator. Just what we needed, he announced to Uncle Justin and Dr. Nelson as they came out to inspect it. The cab was open, but there were light metal struts and a pile of plastic sheets in the back that, assembled, would shelter the cab. Comes from the 60s, 63 I believe, but she's got a new engine in her and good new tires. Here comes Mario now with the truck. We heard a rumbling from the truck engine. In another moment, a powerful four-wheel drive pickup pulled in behind the Jeep. It was one of the biggest I'd ever seen. Looks almost new, Uncle Justin said. Yup, a man in Juneau wants to take it up there. I got on the phone and told him what we wanted in a truck. If we pay for gas, oil, maintenance, it's ours free for a month as long as we leave it at Dawson for him. I figured that a little bit of inconvenience at the end of the trip would still be worth not having to rent the truck. I'll say, she's a beauty, Dr. Nelson exclaimed as the young man climbed out of the truck. Is this our new driver? Yup. Mario? Say howdy, Mario. When Uncle Justin thrust out his hand to Mario, the man took it, but he offered Dr. Nelson only a half-hearted nod and didn't even look at me. Obviously the strong, silent type, I muttered, but nobody heard me. He was thin and dark with a heavy tan, and it was hard to say exactly how old he was because he kept his sunglasses on the whole time. He could have been anywhere from 17 to 27. Mom invited him in where it was cooler, but he said no. I reckon not, Rufus Swede agreed with him. If the docs here want to pull out this afternoon, Mario has to go pack. Can you get back in 2 hours? Yeah, was all Mario said. He slouched away to the truck, got in and pulled out. Uncle Justin tried to act non-committal as we sauntered back to the house. Is he one of the boys from your church? He asked. No, Professor. But he came recommended by one of them. Fella said the boy had been up to Alaska and would like the job. Rufus Swede admitted. He was a lot more talkative when I interviewed him, I'll grant you that. Came off kind of sullen just now, though. I'll say, I exclaimed. The Swede gave me a snort of laughter, and Mom said, Jack? Well, the boy's right, ma'am. Shall we dismiss him, Professor? Uncle Justin shook his head. No, it wouldn't be fair after we just hired him, and it might not be a good testimony. Rufus Swede glanced at Dr. Nelson. Doc, what do you say? Justin is right, Swede. Maybe we can help the boy. Well, I'm no believer in missionary, as you both know. But if you want, we'll at least give him a fair shake. Maybe the trip will make a man out of him. I'll give Scruggs a call, I offered, and tell him to come over. Good plan, Jack. In the meantime, we'll get all the gear together in one pile to load it up, Dr. Nelson said. For the next hour and a half, we worked at tugging around crates of batteries, tubes, spare parts, and one big wooden box labeled with stenciled letters. The letters read Oscar, O-S-C-A-R, handled with care. What's Oscar? I asked Uncle Justin. Oh, that's just our nickname for a piece of equipment, he told me. We both think that the map might prove to be worthless at some point in the expedition. If the landmarks have been changed too much, for instance, in that case, we have to give several educated guesses as to where the cache of gold might be and use an underground sensing instrument to find a stack of gold under the ground. Gold is a very soft metal, and if the cache is nestled among some hard rocks underneath, the signal from Oscar could be very clear. I must admit he's a pretty old relic, from the 50s, but we simply did not have the finances to purchase any state-of-the-art stuff. What if the gold isn't buried in hard rock? Uncle Justin laughed. Oh, Oscar will come through yet. It shouldn't be hard to find gold if it's not buried too deep underground. Really, our greatest concern is not how well Oscar will perform, but how well will he hold up. If anybody were to damage him, well, with a model this old, it would be hard to find parts to fix him. Say, Nelson, what about rations for the trail? He asked Dr. Nelson. Oh, Swede tells me it'll be more convenient to pick them up once we get to Whitehorse, Dr. Nelson said. No point in cutting down on gas mileage with a lot of useless weight. Good idea. How about guns and ammo? Nelson shrugged. I've got a Colt 45. I guess that'll do. For a moment, they looked at each other across the stacks of boxes in the living room. Well, Uncle Justin said at last, we really have no reason not to load up. No, it would only... Oh, sorry. Let me read that again. Well, Uncle Justin said at last, we really have no defined reason to load up. No, it would only worry everybody. If push comes to shove, we'll pick up weapons at Whitehorse before we move on. I didn't say anything, but I could see that nobody had told Uncle Justin or Dr. Nelson about Scruggs and his love of chemicals and gadgets. If push came to shove, it was the other side that was going to need the ammo, but I didn't say anything. So let's do the code word for day is Hershey Kiss. Hershey Kiss is the code word. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.